Have you ever found yourself utterly baffled by those bizarre mobile game
Well,
ads?
yeah, the ones for games like Last War or Whiteout Survival, where they seem to be playing it totally wrong.
Exactly. Or they're stuck in some ridiculously frustrating loop. And here's the kicker. Despite looking, well, kind of shoddy sometimes, these games rocket up the App Store charts.
It's like they want you to get annoyed enough to download it and prove you can do better.
Right. It's this weird counterintuitive marketing,
Well,
almost built on frustration. So what if that same kind of hook, that immediate sort of visceral thing, has found a perfect match in a totally new kind of entertainment?
it's fascinating, isn't it, how a strong emotion, even a negative one, can drive engagement like that. And that's exactly the kind of energy we're looking at today.
Okay.
Our deep dive is all about microdramas, or Danju.
Mhm.
They've exploded out of China, and now they're taking over screens everywhere, especially in Southeast Asia.
Microdramas. Okay, so for anyone hearing this term for maybe the first time, what exactly are they? Break it down for us.
Okay, so think hyper-condensed stories. Really short.
Yeah.
And they're built specifically for watching on your phone.
Built for mobile. Got it.
Yeah, the key is brevity. Individual episodes, usually just 1 to 10 minutes long, often even shorter, like 1 to 3 minutes.
1 minute. Wow.
But here's the clever part. These tiny episodes are strung together. They make up a full series, maybe 20, 50, sometimes even 100 episodes long.
So it's a full story, but delivered in these super quick, almost addictive little hits. And I guess they're designed to fit the phone screen perfectly.
Absolutely. Often filmed vertically, so they fill your whole screen. You don't need to turn your phone sideways or anything.
Convenient.
And to keep you watching through those short bursts, they rely heavily on constant plot twists, dramatic cliffhangers, really fast pacing.
Ah, the cliffhanger model.
Totally. It's all engineered for that immediate emotional punch, making you need to see what happens next, like right now.
That makes complete sense. Okay, so to really get this, we need to look at where it started, right? That explosive growth in China
Yeah.
and how they make them so fast and cheap.
Exactly. And then track how they jumped overseas, especially into Southeast Asia. So, yeah, let's start with China. The numbers are just, well, staggering.
Lay it on us.
Okay, so between roughly 2018 and 2024, the industry saw what reports call wild growth. Then came intense internal competition.
Okay.
But get this. In 2023 alone, the Chinese microdrama market grew an incredible 267.65%.
Whoa, 267%.
Yeah, reaching about 37.39 billion yuan. That's over, what, 5.2 billion US dollars in 1 year?
That's serious money pouring into these short videos.
Yeah, I heard.
It didn't stop there.
Not at all. By 2024, the market value actually went over 50 billion yuan. That's roughly $6.9 billion USD. And for the first time, it made more money than the entire national film box office.
Or the movies. That's
Yeah.
it. That's a fundamental shift. Mobile-first drama beating traditional cinema revenue.
It really is. And the forecasts. They're projecting it could hit over 100 billion yuan, maybe $14 billion USD by 2027.
Incredible potential. But it's not just the money, is it? It's the audience size, too.
Oh, absolutely. As of June 2024, estimates suggest around 576 million people in China were watching these.
576 million.
Yep. That's over half, 52% of the country's netizens.
That is a massive audience. So what's driving this? Beyond just people liking them, you mentioned the production model.
Right. It's this unique, low-cost, super-fast production cycle. That's what makes the scale possible. A typical series, made in 2 weeks or less.
2 weeks for a whole series.
Sometimes even faster, like 6 to 10 days. And the teams are lean, maybe around 30 people.
That's incredibly efficient. So what are we talking budget-wise per series?
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Costs are incredibly low by normal standards. We're talking 300,000 to 500,000 yuan per series.
Which is?
Roughly $41,000 to $69,000 USD.
Wow,
Right.
that's like a pocket change for a Hollywood production or even a big Chinese drama.
Exactly. That efficiency is just fueling the fire.
So they're popular, fast to make, cheap to make. How do they actually make money from them? Is the business model different too?
Very much so. And it borrows heavily from mobile gaming.
Ah, okay. How so?
Well, the first few episodes are usually free, just enough to get you hooked.
The classic freemium approach, get the first taste free.
Precisely. Once you're invested, you pay to unlock the rest of the series.
How much does that usually cost?
It varies, but maybe $10 to $30 for a whole drama. On some dedicated apps like Real Short, and it might be $20 to $50 for a full series package.
Okay.
Plus, you've got other revenue streams like rewarded video ads, watch an ad to unlock an episode,
Yep, familiar with those?
and in-app purchases for things like coin packs to buy episodes individually.
It really is the mobile game playbook, just for drama. Fascinating. So with hundreds of millions watching, what kinds of stories are grabbing people? What are the popular themes?
Oh, the themes are very specific and very effective at hitting those quick emotional notes. Lots of rags to riches fantasy.
Always popular.
Yeah, someone suddenly gets rich or powerful. Intense revenge plots are huge.
Can't beat a good revenge story.
Definitely not. Time travel is another common one. Cheating partners, big family drama. It's all very heightened, very escapist.
Got it. High drama, quick payoff.
Exactly. You also see these alpha male storylines. Titles like Mafia's Tender Torture or Destined Alpha did really well in Southeast Asia and South Korea.
Wow. Any specific big hits from China itself?
Yeah, there was one called Unrivaled, apparently made over 100 million yuan in revenue in just 8 days.
8 days. Incredible.
And another, Night Shift Diary, reportedly got over 1 billion views.
1 billion views.
Yeah.
So given this massive scale and some of those themes, how's the Chinese government reacting to all this? Are they keeping an eye on it?
Oh, definitely. They're paying close attention. They've introduced things like a 3-tiered review system for the content.
Okay, a review system. What are their main concerns? What are they looking for?
Seems to be content they see as having distorted values or stuff that's considered vulgar, lowbrow, maybe even pornographic.
Right.
There have even been crackdowns on certain keywords and titles like CEO, billionaire, divorce. Seems aimed at toning down some of the more maybe sensational stuff.
So there's definitely scrutiny. But compared to, say, traditional TV or film in China, is making content for the internet still seen as freer?
Generally, yes. That's the perception. Broadcast TV and film are under much tighter control. With microdramas, the sheer volume makes it hard to scrutinize every single one in detail. So, relatively speaking, yes, it's still considered a bit freer.
Okay, so you've got this massive domestic market, but also intense competition and growing government attention. Makes sense they'd look overseas, right?
Yep.
Is that the driver for global expansion?
That's a huge part of it, yeah. That fierce competition at home really pushed companies to look for new markets, Europe, North America, and significantly Southeast Asia.
Since Southeast Asia has really taken off for them.
It really has, rapidly. If you look at app downloads for these microdrama platforms, Southeast Asia has actually pulled ahead of North America.
More downloads than North America. Wow.
Yeah, although North America still brings in more revenue, likely due to higher spending power per user. But the engagement, the sheer volume of interest in Southeast Asia is undeniable.
So when they go into these new markets like SEA, do they just dub the Chinese shows? Or do they adapt the content?
It's more nuanced. They often use a strategy of cultural hybridization.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, for Western markets, themes like werewolves, vampires, gangsters tend to do better. But in Southeast Asia, audience tastes are often quite similar to mainland China.
So the same kinds of stories resonate.
Often, yeah. Things like dominant CEOs, sweet romance, those revenge plots we mentioned, they're really popular. So yes, they do translate successful Chinese scripts, like one called I Was a Stepmother in the 80s was adapted for this SEA market.
Interesting. And you mentioned cost before. Is producing in Southeast Asia cheaper too? Is that a factor?
A massive factor. Production costs there are significantly lower. Just as an example, an 80-minute drama, similar in quality to what's made in China, might cost around $50,000 USD to produce in Southeast Asia.
50,000.
Yeah, which is maybe 3 or 4 times less than it would cost in Europe or North America.
Okay, that makes the economics incredibly attractive for localization. So how do they get the word out in these markets? How do they market them?
They lean heavily on short-form video platforms. Think TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels.
Makes sense. Use short video to sell short video.
Exactly. They push out these highlight reels, really dramatic clips designed to grab you instantly. The goal is to hook you with the clip and drive you straight to download their app, where you then, pay to unlock the full series.
Creating that immediate urge to see more. Very clever. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. You mentioned Southeast Asia is key. Can we look at some specific countries? Maybe start with Indonesia. What's happening there?
Indonesia's seen as having huge potential, especially as a production base. Why? The filming costs are incredible. incredibly low. One source said maybe a third of the cost in the U.S.
A third. Wow.
Yeah. Someone from the Shanghai-Vancouver Film School, Chen Zhaoda, specifically mentioned Indonesia's exotic and beautiful natural scenery as being great for shooting multiple titles efficiently. Chinese execs are definitely pitching the format hard to Indonesian media buyers.
And does it tap into existing viewing habits there?
It seems to. Reports suggest it fits right into Indonesia's existing social media culture of watching drama. People are already following online scandals like those viral mud bath videos used for online begging. Microdramas feed that same appetite for drama and sort of collective online spectatorship.
Okay, interesting. What about the Philippines? You mentioned TikTokification
Yeah.
reaching screens there.
Yeah, the Philippines is interesting because, as we discussed with those game ads, audiences there are maybe already kind of primed for this type of hook, that mix of curiosity and maybe even slight frustration that pulls you in.
Right.
Now, local Filipino dramas sometimes get criticized, for budgets, cinematography, maybe creative freedom issues, some point to censorship concerns like the IMDA being wary of racial, political, and social conflict, leading to stories that always have a neat justice prevails ending.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a really vibrant indie film scene. Filmmakers like Zig Dulay, Arvin Bellarmino, they're getting global attention for telling authentic Filipino stories in innovative ways.
So there's an appetite for different kinds of storytelling. Are there local examples of this short-form digital content taking off?
Yeah, one interesting example is an interactive digital Boys Love series that's BL called Kumusta Bro on an app called Kumu. DL dramas have a significant following. It also maybe connects to a broader issue in the Philippines, which is a major concern about online misinformation. Something like 67% of people are worried about it.
That's a high number. Okay, let's hop over to Malaysia. How are things shaping up there?
In Malaysia, we're seeing brands really jump on this format.
Oh, interesting. Brands using microdramas.
Yeah. Like Jasmine, a big rice brand, they made a 30-episode TikTok drama, Saharambanga Jasmine. It was about a fictional billionaire.
A rice brand made a billionaire drama.
Okay, right. And even huge names like Grab Malaysia and Shell have used multi-episode campaigns. It shows that audiences there are already used to getting stories in these, short, fast bursts.
So the format feels familiar. Is there talk of using it for more than just marketing?
Definitely. There's a stated ambition to produce high-quality local microdramas that could actually promote Malaysian culture internationally.
That could be interesting. Any challenges?
Well, like in some other places, there's the context of the Malaysian government looking at tighter control over social media content with potential rule changes to expand censorship powers. That's always a factor to watch.
Got it. How about Singapore? Are they active in this space too?
They're getting into it. We're seeing local initiatives. A Singaporean media company called Gold King Media made its first microdrama, Boss Loves My Mom. Apparently, it had 90-second episodes and was filmed in just 5 days.
90 seconds. Wow, that's short. And filmed in 5 days.
Yeah, super fast. And then there's, so drama, entertainment. They launched an app called Kaki in June 2025. It features their own Kaki Originals microdramas about lifestyle, travel, mental wellness.
So different themes, maybe.
Yeah, potentially broader themes. And they've integrated it with a reward system using coins to keep users engaged. Gamification again.
Does it work? Are the results?
Seems so. One example cited is Singapore's U Rewards Club. They integrated a microdrama and apparently saw a 20% jump in signups and over a 50% increase in user engagement.
Those are solid numbers.
Definitely. But similar to the Philippines, you also hear local criticism sometimes about Singaporean productions maybe lacking budget or creative freedom, occasionally being labeled boring or even pro-government crap due to perceived censorship.
Okay, so a mixed picture, but definitely activity. Lastly, let's touch on Vietnam. What's the vibe there?
Vietnam has a really strong watching drama culture, especially among younger people. It's heavily fueled by social media algorithms and that classic FOMO fear of missing out.
FOMO driving drama consumption.
Yeah, and the engagement can be massive. One live stream about a hot streamer's personal life apparently got 4.8 million total viewers, peaking at 1.5 million watching at the same time.
Current viewers, 1.5 million. That's huge.
Huge. Another example, a popular TikToker sharing their charity income report drew 1.1 million viewers. People are really tuning into these online narratives.
That's incredible engagement. Does this intense focus on online drama raise any concerns?
Yes, there is a concern voiced that this constant watching drama, especially when it involves unverified info, can create a toxic social network space. And that's led to calls for mainstream media to play a stronger role in guiding public opinion,
Hmm.
maybe providing more reliable context.
Right, the responsibility of media in that environment.
Yeah.
Okay, so bringing this all together, we've really dug into this microdrama phenomenon. It's amazing how these, like, tiny, super addictive stories have not just grabbed millions of eyeballs.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah, hundreds of millions, but have also built a multi-billion-dollar industry that's genuinely changing the entertainment map, not just in China, but spreading fast across the globe.
It's really a powerful example of content evolving to meet people exactly where they are on their phones, in those little gaps in their day. Entertainment perfectly sized for how we live now.
It really is.
Yeah.
And as these ultra-short stories keep evolving, mixing entertainment with marketing, with e-commerce, even cultural diplomacy, it does make you wonder, doesn't it, what happens to our collective attention spans?
That's the big question.
Yeah, when the most successful, the biggest hit narratives are things we watch in minutes, not hours. And maybe deeper than that, what happens to what we expect from storytelling? Does that quick hit just become the default? Do we lose our taste for the slower, more complex stories we've traditionally valued? Definitely something to think about.